Clear high. One bottom. Clear low if you want it. Car outside. Car low. 3 wide. Clear outside. 1 up high. Clear low if you want it. 1 outside. Clear up top. 1 up high.
No, we're all just bunched up back here.
Car inside. Outside. Clear low. Clear up top. Outside door. 1 outside. Stay low. Clear outside.
All right, here we are at Iowa, second race of the season.
Outside now.
As we coming off of turn 4,
3 wide.
green flag's out. Well, let's go get them, boys.
Clear high if you want it. Outside now. Car low. 3 wide. 3 wide.
I'm so
Clear
tight.
low if you want it. 3 wide. Clear low if you want it. 1 inside. 3 wide. Clear inside.
I'm just trying to let y'all by because I am just ass right now.
One up high. Clear high if you want it. Car inside. Clear low if you want it. Bring it in this lap, bud. Alright, let us know what you need, bud. Bring it in and pit this time. Slow down, slow down. Car outside. Clear all around. You're clear out. One high. Clear high. One high. Clear high if you want it. Outside now. Inside. Clear high if you want it. Clear inside. Car inside. Clear inside. Car inside. Clear all around. One bottom. Clear low if you want it. Inside. Clear inside. One low. Clear. Car low. Clear all around. One low. Clear inside. One on the bottom. Clear, all clear. Car outside. Clear outside. top.
Yeah, that's caution. I got in the left lane and spun around. Yeah. Other than an hour now. How did I take it? I did say it.
Alright, bring it in and pit this time. Alright, let us know what adjustments you need. Alright, bring it in and pit this time.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
On your toes now. One inside. Clear low. One bottom, clear low if you want it. Inside now. Clear inside. Car inside. Clear up top. One inside. Three wide. Clear inside.
Wide goes to through.
If you want to pit outside the pit window, you got to request a pit stop first, bud. You're clear out. Bring it in, pit this time. All right, change up the strategy and we'll do the work. All right, bring it in and pit this time.
Yeah, well, that was me because I forgot to do the pit thing.
Stay on the blend line now. Bottom. Car outside. Clear high. Inside door. Clear bottom. One on the bottom. Clear bottom. Clear high if you want it.
There I go again.
Clear low. Clear high. around and pit this time. Okay, make any adjustment you need. Back it down. Stay on your blend line here. One bottom. Clear low. Inside door. Stay high. Clear inside. One on the bottom. Clear inside. One low. You're all clear. Outside. 3 wide, 4 wide. Clear high if you want it. Car high. Clear, clear. Bring it in this lap, bud. Outside. All right, let us know what adjustments you need. Clear high if you want it. Inside now. Car high. Clear bottom. Clear outside. All right, bring it in and pit this time. Inside. Clear low if you want it. One on the bottom. Careful when you merge in now. One low. Clear, clear. One up high. Clear up top. One outside. inside. One up high. Clear high if you want it. Clear, all clear. Clear outside. One low. Clear low if you want it. Inside now. Clear bottom.
Well, thankfully you did not. But it's okay, Wessel. I'm asked if you can do.
Car outside. Clear high.
You'd much rather be raiding arcs anyway.
Inside now. Clear bottom. Inside. Stay high. Clear inside. That's the halfway mark. One outside. Clear outside. Stay low. Clear, all clear.
Sounded like it. Sorry.
Bring it in and hit this time. All right, let us know what you need, bud. Bring it in this lap, bud.
88 will be coming in.
Whoa, up, driver.
And 88 out.
Stay on the blend line now.
Tegan Jones takes it at Iowa.
Keep your chin up. We'll get things turned around.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Alright. Alright, I'm probably gonna only interview the top 3 tonight, so.
Be ready now. There's the green flag.
Alright, so now we will go ahead and get your race winner, Mr. Tegan Jones, in here. Oh, of course, I gotta start a party first. And then invite him in. And I'll send one more invite to him. And there he is, your race winner, Tegan Jones. You have gotten your first career win with Hendrick Motorsports, and it's at a track that you have basically a ton of success at. So, like, how was the race, and how did it feel getting your first win with Hendrick?
It feels pretty good. Like I said, I, I said it last week. I think Hendrick's going to be a really powerhouse this year. We got top three again, I think, tonight. So, yeah, it feels nice to finally win on this track on speed instead of being backed into strategy, like I did a couple years ago. So, Uh, yeah, it was, what really kind of helped me out was JB going as long as he did when he ran his run out compared to me short pitting a little bit. So that kind of when I had like almost 4 second lead, I knew I just had to, take it easy, not burn the right front up and just back up my corners and be fast. And I think that's what actually helped me on not on the long run was not, burning my shit up early. It seemed like everybody when we were having all those cautions was just going hard and you kind of had to start going hard to keep up with them. And eventually, we got that long run going where it looked like it was going to go for a while, and I kind of started backing my stuff up. So yeah, it feels pretty good. We had a 1, 2, 3 last week with three different drivers, and we had it again tonight. So yeah, like I said, I think Hendrick's going to be really good this year.
Yeah, and with Hendrick being, as good as they are, of course, we saw like a similar dominance from them last year, but of course, you were just, like an innocent bystander, but now you're an active participant. So how does it feel knowing that you're contributing to Hendrick's success?
It feels good. I mean, I think they'd have success without me. So, but it's just we're just a powerhouse for this season as long as we can keep it together and stuff. So, um, like I said last week, I've worked with Bradley. We've been corporate teammates before for a season. Me and Mike's been teammates in the Cup Series, for a short period before, where we kind of, was just bad, bad talking everybody else. But and then of course me and JB, we've been teammates for a while. So not just in this league, but another league. So I think that's what kind of helps me and him gel is that we kind of know each other. We kind of drive the same, and we kind of expect the same stuff out of the car. So usually when we get up in the front together like we did tonight, we usually know who's better out in front and who's better pushing. So, and it sucks to say that because a draft is still a thing on this game. I wish we could turn it down a notch because even tonight it really mattered when me and him got hooked up and we kind of pulled away from S'mores and Bradley then. So like I said, that goes down to me and him working together before, in this league and in other leagues as well.
All right, so now going back to the race tonight, like it was very much all over the place for a lot of these guys, with like everybody spinning out, getting loose on the exit of the corners, and yeah, and all those different pit strategies coming into play, like toward the end of the race when they weren't like offing themselves. So like, and with the new game, like how did you feel Iowa handled tonight?
I mean, it's not my go-to track. I think we're going to have a lot of tracks this season that a lot of people are not going to like that what they liked on the previous game on Heat 5. It's just they're going to drive different. You have to overdrive to be fast now with this new game. So um, it's just you got to watch your right front. It's all about the right front in these Cup cars. You get them hot and you got to get them cooled off. You get them hot again, you got to get them cooled off again. So um, yeah, I think a lot of people are not going to like a lot of the tracks this season just because of that right there. It's just trying to find that fine line of when do you push and when do you don't. Save your stuff for to the end when it matters. So um, I don't know. Like I said, I may struggle from here on out. Who the hell knows? But I guess we'll see. I think next week's Vegas, if I'm not mistaken. I think I heard somebody mention that. So I think a lot of people are going to like that track. I think that's going to be an easier track to get a handle on as a group. We may not have as many yellows that we had tonight on the start, hopefully, which we did good tonight on the start. We didn't have we went the whole stage without, a caution, so that was good. I was really surprised to see that, but we kind of made up for it after that. So hopefully we'll get that cleaned up with some people. I think are trying to figure out their adjustments, what works and what doesn't. You can't take big swings on this like everybody's thinking you can. So you got to take little swings at it. That's all it takes to get this car to rotate.
Well, of course, I was going to ask you about Vegas next week, but I think you pretty much nailed it on the head there. But yeah, congrats on your first Hendrick win tonight, and we'll see you next week at Las Vegas.
Thanks.
All right, so now I will go ahead and bring in the second place finisher, Mr. Jared Haw. And he certainly had one of the fastest cars tonight, as he was running up in the top 5, top 10 for basically the entire race. And there he is, your second place finisher, Mr. Jared Haw. You had a really fast car there at the end, but ultimately it was your pit stop late in the run that ultimately did you win.
Yeah, I think I made the right call staying out a little longer. I had saved a little bit of fuel running behind Tegan, and I thought having the fresher tires would work based on what I had seen in practice. I wish I could maybe went a little longer maybe, and that might have done more for me, but I would have lost more time at the front end of the run, so I'm not sure if that really would have helped any or not. But yeah, I had a really good car. It's just I think Iowa has a really fine line of everything, and once you figure that line out, you're good. Plus saving tires a little bit. I mean, my car was good, but I think the overwhelming thing all night for everyone was it just got really tight the longer you'd go, and the more I burn up my tires, the more tight I got, and I think that's what killed me at the end because I think I tried so hard to get back to him, I had just burned it up, and him and I equalized. So, good car, glad to finish second at least, but wish it could have been more.
Yeah, but Hendrick Motorsports getting another 1-2-3 finish tonight. So this early going in the season, and the early goings on this game, Hendrick is essentially picking up where it left off last season. So how do you see Hendrick's performance continue going into Vegas next week?
Hopefully we keep everything going strong. Glad to finally be a part of that 1-2-3. Wasn't there last week due to some unfortunate circumstances late in the race, but it's what happens with the new game and drafting tracks being a little difficult. But I think our momentum as a team will continue to grow and progress. I think we can all collaboratively work together if we get some practice in and maybe even get to 1, 2, 3, 4 all together at some point this season. We all have our strengths at different tracks. I tend to be better at the short tracks, and Mike tends to be really, really good at mile and a half, and Tegan's good everywhere. And Bradley's always been good at the road courses and short tracks. So we all have our strengths, and we just need to get together and practice and continue building each other on our strengths. So hopefully we can get together more often and build up our repertoire of each other.
Yeah, and with Vegas next week, it should be an easier track for everyone to get a handle on how this game handles and whatnot. So, are we gonna see like basically everybody running all together in one big pack next week?
Um, I don't know about one big pack. I think it will eventually spread out, just over a long run. Just the guys that are able to either stick it to the bottom and keep it down there, the guys that are able to get the run up top and just stay there and ride the momentum will be able to maybe stretch it out a little bit. But I definitely think Vegas will be a better track for everyone together, and we'll probably have a little bit more competitive racing because Iowa's a very, very finicky track. Even on Heat 5, it was very finicky, and So I think Vegas will be a good showing for everyone, and hopefully it puts on a good race for everyone.
And we're hoping for a good race indeed. But congrats on your runner-up finish tonight, and we will see you next week at Vegas.
Alrighty, thank you.
And so I will probably do one more tonight because let's bring in our third place finisher, Mr. Bradley Domer Jr. And there he is, your third place finisher, Bradley Domer Jr. Another very good race from you tonight. Of course, you were also part of that 1-2-3 finish last week in the 500, and now you're part of this 1-2-3 at Iowa.
Yeah, I mean, Iowa's always been one of my better tracks. We just quite didn't have nothing for Tegan or JB. But I mean, I'll take another top 3 finish to start the year. Definitely don't have the points lead now with Tegan winning the stage and winning the race. But I feel like I'll probably still second in points. Shouldn't be too far behind. But this year, it's just going to really be about consistency and who figures the game out quicker than others. But yeah, stage points and consistency is going to matter a lot this year because once people start figuring out everything, it's going to be really close and it's going to be a track position race.
Yeah, and speaking of track position races, it was certainly one tonight with everybody feeling out the track and how it drives, and from your view, like how did like all of that look from your perspective?
I mean, most of the race I was up front and then I made that one questionable pit call. Um, Fell back to 14th and drove my way back up through the field. I was not expecting that to go as quickly as it did, um, but I just made smart moves, made my way up through the field, and then just ran my line. I think I heard Tegan say in his interview that the slightest adjustments really do affect the car, so you can't make big swings on anything. If you do, you're fucked. I just made some adjustments throughout the race, and I guess I really hit something. It felt good, just I couldn't stay as consistent as the 5 and 24. I almost said the 4 car for Tegan because I'm so used to that, but just not as consistent as the front 2.
And so now with Vegas coming up next week, it's according to Jones and Hobb, it is like an easier track to get a grip on in the game. So do you see like a lot more competition going into next week?
I could see definitely more being up there. I don't have any experience doing like mini races on Vegas, so I definitely have to get some practice in this week and try to figure it out. Um, but it's I just feel like most races this year are going to turn into track position, and whoever figures out the game quicker than others. Um, I've ran other races in other places this year, and I've learned some things. So I'm trying to apply that to over here, and hopefully I'll get my first win out of the way sooner rather than later. But hopefully next week is more competitive throughout the entire field, um, and hopefully I'll walk away with another top 3, if not a win.
Yeah, and I definitely feel that your first win of the season is definitely coming. But yeah, congrats on your third place finish tonight, and we'll see you next week at Vegas.
I'll see you next week.
Like, okay, and with that, I think I will definitely call it here. But yeah, it was a very interesting first non-super speedway race on NASCAR 25 in the CFRL with everybody getting sideways in the corners, everybody trying to find different lines and see what worked, and the slightest adjustments and affecting the car in pretty much every single way possible. And ultimately, it was who else but Tegan Jones taking the win, the first Iowa win on NASCAR 25, and his first win for Hendrick Motorsports. So a huge deal there, and hopefully we'll see the Hendrick success carry over basically the entire season. But yeah, thank you all for joining us tonight. And next week we will be at Las Vegas. And with everybody saying, it's an easier track to get a handle on and easier to learn how to drive it with the physics and the handling of this game. It should be a really fun race, hopefully. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching tonight. Don't forget to like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next week at Las Vegas. And with that, have a good night, everyone.